That spray coating too or no?
No, I brought that from upstairs. Welcome everybody to Adams Polish's Wednesday Live. Just getting the products set up right now. And today, a little bit more unique of a topic. Talking about some matte finishes, more specifically this really cool matte wrap on this Z06 Corvette. By the way, I love this car. This C7 Z06, these cars rip so hard. I mean, obviously the new C8 is amazing, especially getting into like the ZR1, which is like a pretty much American-made supercar. But I think these cars are really cool. You know, kind of the last generation of front engine Corvettes now that the new C8's a mid-engine. So, you know, pretty cool car. And it has a super unique wrap on it. Listen, I'm not great with this kind of stuff, but this wrap has been a fan favorite as people like come in here. It's like a unique. Come on, Ryan, you could tell me, who's Young Dolph? Is he a rapper or something like that?
He's a good rapper.
He's a good rapper.
A little while ago.
Oh, he passed away.
Yeah,
So this is like an homage to him. Interesting. He was like a big camel guy.
Yeah, he definitely had a lot of cars with that. Some of them were in music videos, all over. Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
So there you go, the Young Dolph wrap. Pour one out for Young Dolph, I guess, today. A little bit of detail spray, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a pretty cool car. So you guys probably can't see it because it's camouflage, but I can see it for some reason. And so today I'm just really going to talk about, like, this is in the showroom. So, oh, and FYI, in Colorado it snowed last night, just like not even an inch of snow, but it's about 40 degrees out, so like not ideal for washing. It's just going to create ice on the ground. So instead I was like, oh, this car's perfect here in the showroom. I'll just talk about this a little bit. It's like fairly clean. There's a little bit layer of a dust on it. So I'm going to talk about that and like the best way to clean like a matte wrap, like especially if it's like sitting inside like this. But I will say, like, when it comes to any vehicle, the best way to clean a car is to hand wash it. You can get it the most clean. You know, you can clean the wheels and tires first. Do a full like foam like regular car shampoo, foam it on there, wash it. But I would say, like, when you get into the drying phase, detail spray might not be the right drying aid for a matte wrap vehicle like this. Reason being is you don't want any shine enhancement on a matte wrap, okay? Because it will leave streaks on. You can kind of see it. It's like you have to like level it off better. Detail spray still works pretty good, but like the point of a matte wrap is for the car not to be shiny. So you want to use other products that aren't going to try to make this car shiny, right? So you want something that is going to clean it, help dry it when you've been washing it. But if this car was like really dirty, like it was driving, got caught in the rain, all this stuff, I would take this outside, clean the wheels and tires first, then fully wash the car by foaming it down with just standard car shampoo. You know, Mega Foam is also great too. But then instead of using detail spray as a drying aid, I could use a product we have called Matte Detailer or Waterless Wash. And I'm gonna be talking about those today. What's up, man?
How you doing?
Good, we're live right now.
Yeah,
So.
I was learning. I was like,
Oh,
it could be in your video if you want.
yeah, if you want.
You can test it on.
You could go test drive this car. No, I'm just
I got some time.
yeah. Oh yeah, I love that. So either one of these is a better option, like for a drying aid for a matte wrap vehicle like this. Now, with that said, if you have a car, I know some cars have, you know, gloss paint, like clear coated paint, and then they have like matte wrap accents. If you have a matte wrap accents, just like racing stripes or something here and there, detail spray is still fine because you want the clear coat or the gloss to be shiny, and you know, the detail spray will still wipe away from the matte finish, but when the whole car is matte wrapped, either one of these is a better drying aid, and I'd almost lean towards the matte detailer. And the reason why I have both of these, I'm going to show it to you, but waterless wash and matte detail are quite similar in structure of product. So like if you don't have matte detailer and you have waterless wash and you're working on this kind of a car, a matte wrapped car, waterless wash is just fine, but matte detailer tends to perform a little bit better. It was designed more for a matte wrapped car. So, and then, you know, we'll talk about, and I'll show you, to protect a car like this, this is the product you're gonna wanna use. So obviously, like, it Adams polish is very confusing because we have a lot of different products, but these are two different style of the spray coating. So this was the original one we came out with, which is the silver label. And you have the gold label, which is advanced. I mean, this is more concentrated. So you can use the graphene ceramic coating advanced, but I recommend just the standard one. And the main reason why is this is the least concentrated of a graphene ceramic coating. And on a matte vehicle, you really want to avoid getting high spots with applying a ceramic coating to it, because if you get high spots, it's really difficult to fix, right? Because you don't want to take brilliant glaze or polish to it. It's like way different. So using something that you won't get as many high spots with, or virtually none, is a better option for a matte wrap vehicle. So I'll show you like how we apply a ceramic coating. And the thing about it too, like this doesn't finish glossy. Like it's going to enhance the wrap, but it's not going to make it look shiny. And you'll see that when I apply it. It goes on like, trust me, I've had people do this and they put it on and they're like, oh no, it ruined my wrap. And it's like, no. Like after you wipe it off and it cures, it goes back to like what it needs to look like. So yeah. And again, during this video, questions are always encouraged. You know, I'm here for you guys, so I want to make sure that we address any of the questions that you guys have. So with that, I'll just get into it. Matte detailer. Okay, matte detailer is designed for a matte wrap or satin finish. But again, like I was talking about before, doing a full wash on a matte wrap vehicle, I think if it's very dirty, it's an easier way to clean it. Takes a little bit more time, but I think it's just like a better version. Also, one thing I see a lot of, and I don't know why, but I see it a lot on Rivian cars, the Rivian electric cars. I think at the dealership level, like when you buy the car, they offer a enhancement to the car that you can buy at the point of sale, which they will fully PPF your car, but it's like a matte PPF. So it's like a matte clear is what they call it. So you still get the actual color of the Rivian paint, but then they put a matte clear PPF over it. So it almost turns the car into a matte finish, but it's really just PPF. And I would say like, you know, matte wraps and PPF I think are a little bit different. They're made of similar materials, but maybe a little bit different. PPF is more durable, I would say, at like avoiding getting rock chips and stuff, okay? And there are some PPF out there that you could like heat cure and it will like take the scratches out and stuff like that. It's getting way more advanced nowadays, but you know, PPF is a little bit different. I would say this, if your car is PPF anywhere on the car, getting a ceramic coating on that is crucial. And reason being is the ceramic coating is a stronger material. So like, you know, matte, especially like gloss matte wrap, you can get swirl marks in there, but you can't correct it. You have to take it off and reapply it. Whereas clear coat, you can, because you can polish that. So getting a ceramic coating on a PPF car is very, very important. Easier to clean, less dirt on the car, less scratching, all this stuff. Just ceramic coating on top of a PPF car is super, super important. So
Buckeyes wants to know when the next power hour is.
Buckeyes wants to know when the next power hour is. You know what? Because it's super fun, but you know, I think we'll just kind of wait till like certain times throughout the year. So we're thinking about doing like one a month, but like the month of March was dedicated to the anniversary sale, which was awesome. So maybe look to do one in April, like a spring cleaning one, maybe even into getting more into summer, like June or July kind of thing. So not really sure yet, but okay. So it's going to be kind of weird because this car isn't really that dirty, but you know, I don't know about you guys, but when I see matte wrap vehicles, they're not, I don't really see them out on the road very much. Like a matte wrap is usually on a car that doesn't get driven daily. And so oftentimes a matte wrap vehicle doesn't get the same kind of dirty that a daily driven vehicle does. So oftentimes these are sitting in a showroom like this or in a garage and they're collecting dust, not out in the rain collecting dirt. And so a spray and wipe down process is probably more realistic than like needing to fully clean the car. But again, like I said, if you get caught in the rain and your car gets extremely dirty, taking it out and washing it is a better process. But when it comes to a matte wrap, matte detailer, really cool product. And the thing, yes, it's a matte detailer, but it also works on all exterior surfaces. So this is kind of like your detail spray / waterless wash product for a matte finish. So just a matter of spraying it on and wiping the car down. So really what I want you to see, and it's going to be easier to see up here, is like when I wipe this, it's still like kind of wet, but then when I wipe it away, flip it over, it's virtually not there at all. So what we don't want to do with a matte wrapped vehicle is alter the look of the matte wrap when we clean it or anything like that. So matte detailer is very much designed to do that. And actually, because I cleaned it, it's very, very slick right now, which is a good thing. Doesn't mean that it's shiny, but it just means that anything that's on here is not on there anymore. And like I said, matte detailer also works on glass, or if you have, some exposed glossy areas, painted areas, like on the roof up here. But this very much performs a lot, very similar to like waterless wash. Okay, now I will say this: if you have like a ton of dust on this thing, I would almost do a 2-towel method. When I say a 2-towel method, that means like, I'll just show you really quick. It's like a waterless wash method. So have one towel over here, spray this on. So let's say this car was like crazy, crazy dirty. Spray this on to incorporate and lift the dust away. And then take your towel and wipe and roll your hand. And if it's a little bit streaky, that's totally fine. So you're just trying to get as much of the dirt and grime off. Flip the towel.
Ken Wilson
Wipe
says
and roll.
he was at the Anaheim store.
Yeah.
And instead of using one-step polish before reapplying ceramic coating, they recommended using a combo of compound and polish. What's your thoughts?
I think the one-step polish is better, but I think it's definitely like personal preference. The reason why I like one-step polish better is because like the thing about the compound and when you mix a compound and polish together, it does a pretty good job, but like the compound can only break down so far. And I'm pretty sure, I'll have to confirm this, but someone was telling me that the one-step polish has a protection agent in it. I'm almost positive it doesn't. And the old
reason was that one-step had protection.
Yeah, the old version of one-step polish did have protection in it. And I think what happened is they never changed the labels, the description of the label. And I think we requested, I know when I was going through the R&D process with it, I requested specifically like to not have protection in it. And so I'm pretty sure it doesn't have any protection in it. The thing about one-step polish is like the abrasive is designed to start aggressive and then like break down almost as far as polish does. So like right when you start using it, it cuts through a lot of the like swirl marks and stuff, and then it finishes to like a really, really glossy finish at the end. And that's I'm just telling you right now, the one-step polish is something I use twice a year, no matter what, because I use one-step polish on my graphene ceramic spray coated vehicle to kind of bring back the gloss, like the gloss enhancement, make it look great, and then I reapply the graphene ceramic spray coating, and it works perfect every time. And by the way, like if it does have like protection in it, it's probably silica type of protection. And so even if you use that, the graphene ceramic coating is still going to adhere on top. It's not like if you use that, then the ceramic coating is not going to work. That's like not how it is. So again, like I think like having a more specifically designed abrasive in one-step polish, it does a better job as a one-step versus like compound and polish together. The compound can only break down so far. That's the way the abrasive is designed. And then the white polish is also, it's great, like it's a gloss enhancement, but it's not going to, that's why you use compound and polish as a two-step system, because you can only break down compound to a certain point, and that's where polish leaves off and then keeps going. Whereas one step's a little bit different. So, you know, I don't think that the Anaheim store is wrong. I think through my experience of using these and doing all this stuff, the one-step polish for me has been a really good product. And just so you know, like, maybe I could show you this. If I could.
And also just confirm that the comments is correct. The current version has a switch removed. The old version of one step said infused with SiO2 on the front of the bottle.
Yeah, and even if it's infused with SiO2, it's your ceramic coating is still going to adhere to it. Like it's still going to work great. So, let me just.
It wouldn't work if it was like wax or brilliant glaze and then ceramic, because it's a different technology.
Exactly. You want to use like stay in the protection silo. So if it's SiO2, that's ceramic. Any of the ceramics are going to work with it. If it was wax protection, then you'd want to use wax with it, not ceramic coating. But just so you guys can see this, so I'll try to zoom in, but that's my car back there. So a little bit of a gloss. This is where we started here. So this car that I polished, I actually one-step polished, was oxidized like crazy. And just by doing the one-step polish and using a blue foam pad, I was able to get those kind of results with one-step polish. So
it looks like it's just a strip of like grime on it.
Yeah, it's like on the topic today. It's like the car looked matte wrapped because it was so oxidized. And just by doing one-step polish on there, you know, that's the results that I got. You know, so I will say this though, like with one-step polish, the abrasive in it needs a little bit more time to break down. So like when I talk about compound and polish, like when I do my compounding step, I do 2 passes, which is like up and down and side to side. That's 1 pass. So I go up and down, side to side, up and down, side to side. Generally, that's enough to do the correction portion. If all of your technique is correct and everything, 2 passes is good. Then the only variable you switch is the polish and the white foam pad, and then you do 2 passes again, and generally you're gonna have a perfect mirror finish. With one-step polish, because you have to work the abrasive longer for it to break down, I recommend doing 3 passes while you do one-step polish. So the one-step polish is like, you know, up and down, side to side, up and down, side to side, up and down, side to side. 3 passes, boom, that's it. But the thing you don't have to do is, like, you're doing 3 passes around the whole car one time instead of doing 2 passes with compound once around the car and then 2 passes with polish again around the car. So like the fact that you only make it around the car one time makes it a little bit more efficient, and just I don't know, I love the results of that. Like Dan, who's on here, and I have been a critic of that for a long time. And once I figured out how to really use it, it became one of my favorite products. And like if you're a professional detailer, actually there was a couple here yesterday. They do a dealership. They have a dealership where they sell the like off-road style Lexus cars. They put overlanding gear on them and everything. And I was talking to them about this, and they said, listen, we're not trying to get like showroom perfect. Like we just want the gloss to be there, but if there's a little bit of deeper scratches here and there, they're like, we don't care. And I'm like, you should try the one-step polish. And they tried it, and they're like, that's the only thing we're going to use now, because like 90% perfect or 85% perfect for some people is 100% perfect. So very much like a more efficient way to get your car looking amazing.
OC Detail says, what's the best pad for the one-step polish?
The best pad for the one-step polish is the one that gets the best results. Okay, so the I know for a long time we had this pad right here, which was dedicated to the one-step polish, and I thought it was a mistake to only have one pad for it. So like the way that it's designed is to be used with any of the pads. So the way that I like to use the one-step polish is I'll generally start with the blue foam and see the results I get. And if it's not quite what I want, if I want to remove more damage, then I just go up more aggressive to the microfiber pad. But the thing I will say is, like, if you go up in aggressiveness with pad, it doesn't always finish better. So there's kind of like, there's like a middle of the road that's gonna work better. Sometimes I'll do this and it corrects too much, but it doesn't finish in like the gloss level that I want. So I end up dropping down, and I'll forget about needing to get rid of like the super deep scratches, but the gloss is much better with like this white foam pad. And just so you know, there's a reason for that. Like the blue foam pad, it is an open cell foam, so airflow flows through it, but the one-step polish gets absorbed into the pad more. So when it gets absorbed in the pad more, it doesn't stay to the top level of the surface and you can't break it down as much. Whereas the white foam pad, even though it's softer, it's a closed cell foam, so the one-step polish won't absorb into the pad. It stays on the very top level surface. So when you use that, it actually breaks the one-step polish down faster, the abrasive in it, which helps it finish better in the end, because your abrasive starts at a certain size, and then when it breaks down, it gets refined to really small abrasive, and that's how you get like the jeweling effect of the gloss enhancement. So if you're really like going for like a gloss enhancement, like the white foam pad's pretty good. The blue foam pad is just not. You're almost utilizing the larger abrasive in this by not letting it break down than you are with the white foam pad, if that makes any sense.
So do you basically test each pad, and then whichever works the best you use on the rest of the
I'll
car?
just say that anytime you polish a car, you need to do a test area no matter what. That's even if you're doing a compound and polish. And the reason why you do a test area is you're trying to find the exact like combo and process that you have to do for just that section. And you know then if you get that section right, it's going to work on the whole rest of the car. Same thing with one-step polish. I would recommend starting with the blue foam, do your test area, and you're like, that's pretty good. Then move to a second test spot right next to it. So and you can put tape lines down. Like we sell detailer's tape. It's back in the back, but like I will tape off 3 sections, and then I can really do like a true comparison amongst each of them. And the one that I think looks the best, then I go and I use whatever pad got those results with the one-step polish.
Zach says, for scratch and swirl remover, what pad do you use and how many passes?
Scratch and swirl remover is a hand application only. And so the pad you would use is the one that's color-coded with it, which is the orange hex grip. Okay, and so if you think about, this is like our 2-step machine polish right here. Step 1, step 2, right? This is the 2-step hand polishing system. So step 1 and step 2. So think of this as like compound, and think of this as polish. Right? So you would start with this and then you would finish with this. Oftentimes, the standard hand polish is pretty good. It's like a cleaner polish, so like it's made a little bit different than the regular polish, and it works really good. And to be honest with you, like the reason why our salespeople wanted to sell this was, you know, I think one of our customers or maybe our employees, like they got paint transfer on their car from like rubbing up against a pole at a parking garage, or like someone's car, like, you know, there was like paint transfer on it, and they're like, that's something that I'm not going to go machine polish my whole car, and I'm not going to buy a machine just to fix that one spot. So like we need something for that, and that's why we came up with these. So like if that happens to you, like you could try hand polish, most likely that will get the paint transfer off. But if it doesn't, then you can bump up to the scratch and swirl remover. That will for sure remove it, and then finish it with that. Because again, this is a way, sometimes you can actually see it. So let me see if I can put this. Might be kind of hard on the phone camera, but sometimes if I like, you can actually sometimes really see, like I can feel it. You can see like the grit inside of it, like right in here. But like I can really like feel that, Chris.
Oh yeah, it feels gritty.
So you know what it is?
The abrasive?
Chris, do you know what pumice stone? Like, look on my finger. You can almost, it's like dust. Do you know what pumice?
yeah.
Do you know what pumice stone is?
Yeah, it's the scratchy.
Pumice stone.
What's coming to my mind is scratchy rock,
Yeah,
which is not a good description, but
that's pretty good. Pumice stone is essentially, it's a volcanic rock that like the rock forms in lava where the lava is like bubbling. So that it has air pockets throughout the whole rock. So like a pumice stone is like lighter than my shoe, because there's air pockets all throughout it. So what the abrasive manufacturer does is they take pumice stone, they put a huge batch of it into a kiln, which is like what you would cure like a ceramic mug in. Because a kiln you can bring up to really high temperature. So they bring it up to a certain really high temperature to get it to a point where if you rub it with your hand, the pumice stone breaks down into almost like nothing. It turns into dust essentially. So the reason why they do that is because, like Chris, I don't know if you guys can see it, but Chris can feel it. It starts out as a way bigger abrasive than compound is. So like your initial hand swipes do a lot of work with that pumice stone, but after like 3, 4, 5 swipes, it almost becomes really, really smooth. So like the pumice stone breaks down real quick, and then it will still leave it kind of hazy, and then you go hand polish on top of that, and it evens all that out and makes it look really nice. So
the abrasive is bigger and more aggressive because you're not using it.
But it breaks down faster. So like if you put this on a machine, as soon as you turn the machine on, within seconds, it's like, doesn't do anything because the pumice stone breaks down so fast. If you're actually I just went in pretty deep on that, but if you want to see, like Adam and I did a video last year, and it was hand polishing versus machine polishing, and you could literally see like side by side the difference. And I'll be honest with you, I was a hand polish guy, Adam was a machine polish, because he refuses to hand polish anything. And I did it, and he was like, this is incredible. Like he was completely blown away. Like he didn't think I could get the results that we got. But like we kept saying in it, he was like, the main difference between this is like the machine polishing looks a little bit better, but he's like, I still have to work out today. He's like, you don't, because you're like freaking grinding on that thing, right? Because hand polishing takes a lot more work. Whereas like for every over and back swipe I do with hand polishing, the machine's doing it like 100x.
So if you want to skip the gym, then do hand polish.
Yeah, or if you want to polish your car in 2 months, your full car, then do hand polishing. But that's more of like a spot treatment. It's kind of how we like to think about it, I guess, if that makes any sense. And by the way, while I'm here in the showroom, I like these discussions like a lot. So if you have more questions that do not pertain to matte wrap, and you want to learn more, like a Q&A, I'm completely fine to do that. And when there's a lull in the questions, I'll just keep working on the matte wrap car. Yeah, sure. Definitely. Yep, custom wrap, pretty sweet. So what I was kind of getting at earlier is like, I use one towel to kind of wipe and roll, and then it will be kind of streaky a little bit. Then you just spray like one mist of the matte detailer like this on there, very light mist, and then you take the second towel and you kind of even out all the streakiness from when you remove the dust with the other towel. So that's when the matte wrap gets like more dirty than you can just like spray it and wipe it in, if that makes any sense.
Jeff says you've actually really consider opening a store closer to the East Coast, like in Lexington.
Who said that?
Chester.
Well, Chester, if it was our choice, we would just open one next door to your house. And you could just come hang out whenever you want, you know?
Zach says, I really want one in Detroit where I live too.
Yeah. By the way, Chris and I will be in Detroit here coming up in May, right?
Yeah.
Beginning of May.
A little over a month.
I don't know if you guys have been seeing, but on our Instagram, we've been posting like collaborative videos with Chevrolet Performance. And we did that was that in February, Chris?
I think it was January. December.
Oh, we did that and we shot that in December, and it was freezing, so we couldn't. Well, actually, it snowed like 6 inches when we were there, but like, they want us to come back and do washing stuff, so we're gonna go out there in May, and film more like washing stuff. And actually, they're gonna have some. Chevy Performance has 3 different kinds, like styles of vehicles. One's Heritage Performance, which is more like a classic car, like resto mod style. They have Street Performance, which is like this, like a Corvette ZR1, or more of like a performance car, street performance car. And then they have off-road performance. And we had a call with them yesterday, and they're like, do you want us to get the off-road cars like dirty? And I'm like, I don't even want to know what color the car is. Like, I want it to be caked in mud because I really want to show how you can clean that. And they were like, oh, I don't know. And I'm like, trust me. I don't care how dirty it is. We can get it perfect. So hopefully they bring us
more dirt than paint, we'll be happy.
Yeah, and hopefully, I can't remember if they're going to bring a Chevy Colorado or a Silverado, but they're going to try to get them dirty. We'll see. If our guy from Chevy Performance, Matt, is watching, dude, please get those cars dirty. Yeah. Okay. I think that's pretty good for right now. I now want to show you guys like how to. Oh, here, I'll just show you the difference actually with waterless wash.
OC Detail says, I may have missed this earlier. Can I use the Graphene ceramic spray coating on matte finishes?
OCD detailing, you're in good luck because I'm about to do that here in 1 second. So
Did not miss it.
hopefully you don't get caught up with something and you can like check this out. But yeah, you can, and I'm going to show you which one you should use and like how you use it. So waterless wash is like very similar to the matte detailer. Like I just want you to be able to see the reason why waterless wash works on a matte wrapped car is waterless wash doesn't have any shine enhancement. It's just emulsifier would be like the fancy word for it, which is just a way to lift dirt away from the car and then clean it. So you can see like using waterless wash even doesn't alter the look of the matte wrap at all. So either one I think is listen, there's not a coincidence that these are both purple. Okay, they kind of come from the same formula. So
T says, I bought a 2011 black GMC Sierra, which came with a Lear Canopy.
yeah.
I'm working on compound/polishing before sealing it. Is there anything different I should do on the canopy? I'm not sure if it's clear coated or not.
Okay, yeah. Who asked that?
T183.
T182? All right, T182. I'm trying to figure out like what that would even stand for. But T182 asked, like he has a Silverado, you said?
Sierra.
GMC Sierra. Okay, the like nicer version of the Silverado. But anyways, got a Lear Canopy and is gonna compound and polish it, and was wondering if there's any tips doing that. And they don't know if it's clear coated or like single stage paint. What I would highly recommend is find a spot that's big enough that you can do a test area in. Like just do the test area first. And if you want to know if the canopy is clear coated or not, I highly recommend taking one of our single soft towels, the white one, okay? And on the corner of the towel, so like it's obviously a different towel, but like on the corner of the towel, like right here, put like a pea-sized drop of polish on here, okay? And then like mix it in with your finger. And on the Lear canopy, because it'd be like kind of like right here, just rub this like back and forth like 5 times. And if the color of the canopy comes up into the white single soft polishing towel or single soft plush towel, if color comes up onto that, then you know it's not clear coated. If no color comes up on that, then it's absolutely clear coated. So that's like one easy way to check. If I do that on older cars, you know, some older cars come in and I do that to see, is it single stage paint or is it clear coated? It gives me a pretty good idea immediately what I'm gonna do. But really the process isn't all that different. The only thing I would say is on a single stage paint car, you end up like moving paint around rather than like, you do correct it, meaning like you're pulling some of the paint off, but you are moving some of the paint around. So like the speed of your polisher doesn't need to be as aggressive. So I would say like do not even go above setting 4. And then generally probably on a Lear canopy like that or a Lear shell, it's not gonna be made out of metal. It's probably fiberglass if I had to guess anything. And so it's just a little bit different going through that process. You don't need to like push too hard. You know, you can almost be like less aggressive, I would say. You know, on the compounding step, running in at setting 3 or 4 is more than enough. And then, you know, when you do the polishing step, the second step of polishing, running in at setting like 3 or 2 is just as fine. But the 25 P's of polishing that we went over a couple weeks ago is still like very much like the fundamentals of it. So like the pressure you push, how fast you move, which is the pace, the pattern at which you move, you know, all that stuff is like still very important, but it's just like the small amount of variables you want to change, like your speed of your polisher would be about it, is what I would change. So, so I think that should help. I mean, I think generally, like, you know, I think Lear is a pretty well-known brand and pretty reliable brand that probably a lot of the paint that they're putting on that car is very similar to the manufactured paint of the vehicle. They're just, you know, they're such a big company that they could do that. A lot of times it's like paint match. Like my dad has a newer Toyota Tundra. He got a shell on his and it's like perfectly paint matched. So it was clear coated and I don't know if it's a Lear or not, but yeah, it's just about this kind of the same process. When you get into older models of like Lear shells, it's a little bit different, you know, so.
Anton says, Joe, do you grip your spray bottle with a slice or hook grip?
Well, Anton, grip my sprayer with a strong grip, not a weak grip. No, I don't know. I couldn't even tell you which one's a slice. Listen, I'll just say this. On my golf game, I mainly...
Just, like, hold it up and so we can see. Yeah. Whatever grip that is.
Okay, I'll tell you guys a secret. I grip the sprayer in whatever way shows the logo the best. Okay, Adam taught me that a long time ago. I would never grip it like this. Okay? If I do grip it like that, I have to tuck my fingers back and it feels awkward. So I'm always... And there's a reason, like I always put the sprayer over this side of the A because then when I hold it, it's like easier to see. Okay, so a little sales tactic right there. Not that I'm trying to do that, but maybe a little bit.
It's not your job or anything.
Yeah, exactly. Anton, by the way, I bought some used clubs. I bought some Mizuno MP33s. They're from like the 2002 to kind of 2008 era of golf clubs, and they're blade irons. And they're revered as some of the best. So I still have not even hit them. They came on Monday, and it's been snowing and raining here. But I got, just so you know, Anton, I got 1 iron through pitching wedge, which is super rare. So I can't wait to hit that 1 iron, which is going to be impossible. So it's like a butter knife. But anyways, so for OCD detailing, he was asking this, or they were asking this, and I'm just going to get into it now. But ceramic coating a matte wrapped finish. I use the original graphene ceramic spray coating, which is the silver lettering. The reason being it's the least concentrated. And again, I talked about this before, but like the reason being is that if I use the 60 ml bottle of the graphene ceramic coating advanced, the gold label of the smaller bottle, that's the highest concentration level of ceramic coating. And so that, and I'm sure a lot of people who have used this product watching this live can attest to this, but you oftentimes get high spots when you use that product. And that's why we have a video on our YouTube here called, "Oh no, I screwed up my ceramic coating," and it's about how to fix high spots. The whole reason why I made that video is because of that exact product right there, because you get high spots when you use it. And so I need to avoid from getting high spots on a matte wrapped vehicle, because if I get high spots on this, it's very difficult to remove, to the point of I can't use polish and I can't use brilliant glaze excuse me, to fix high spots on this, or else it will alter the appearance of the matte wrap vehicle. So instead of approaching this and getting high spots from application, I'm going to use the least concentrated version of the graphene ceramic coating, which is that one that Chris is showing you right now, which is the graphene ceramic spray coating OG, okay? And this, granted, this is rated only as a 1-year ceramic coating, but like I was talking about before, cars like this that are wrapped, especially in like a more elaborate wrap like this, are not being driven daily, okay? So if it's not being driven daily, a 1-year ceramic coating rating is gonna last longer than 1 year, okay? Because it's not gonna be washed as frequently, it's not gonna be in the elements as frequently. So this is like more than enough to do on something like this, which is, I would consider more of a show car, right? So I just wanna show you this. On here, it's gonna be really hard to notice the rainbow, so I'm gonna use the glass as an indicator. And I'm not going to wait until the rainbow fully goes away before I wipe it off. I'm gonna actually, right when I start to see it start to fade, then I'll wipe it off. So we take the spray coating, give it a few sprays into the applicator, like this. Okay, and what you're gonna notice is when I start applying this to the car, it's almost gonna make the car look glossy. So, ready? Like this, it goes on really wet. And the whole goal here is coverage, not any like circles or technique like that. It's just covering the surface with the ceramic coating. And it's a little bit cooler today. Like I would, you know, I have a hoodie on inside, so I'm okay to work in a little bit larger of an area. If you're trying to, if you're doing this in the beginning and you're trying to figure out like how fast it's gonna cure, just do a small section and wait. So after I put that on there, I'm just gonna put a little swipe like this onto the glass, in which that's gonna help me understand how long this is gonna take to cure. So might not even be able to see the rainbow.
I get the white behind it.
Yeah, I need to find that, Chris. Oh yeah, you can definitely. Yeah, like this angle is perfect because you get that whole white. By the way, the easiest way to see rainbow is a reflection of a white wall. So if you have a garage that has white walls, perfect, as long as it's like lit up, so you can really like see it in there.
Or if you hold up a white towel in
Yep.
the reflection.
Hold up a white towel, or you know, Chris and I are lucky enough that we have like light diffusers for photography and video stuff. We'll even use those to be able to see it really good. And I'll just say this, in a lot of the videos you see of ours, when you can see the rainbow coloring super pronounced, it's because we have a big white like cloth background that you're looking into. If you stand right there, it's very obvious. Yep. So really what I'm monitoring is how saturated the rainbow color is. And it's like a lot right here. So what I'm doing is like, as that color starts to fade, not go away completely, is then when I go and I wipe this off of the matte wrap finish. And while that cures, actually, do you have any water back there? No? Okay, that's all right. I'll be back in a second, Chris. Huh? I could just grab someone else's water. Hope no one gets mad. And you can see it still looks like pretty wet on the surface. So in cooler temperatures, like the solvent's not gonna flash off super fast. You know what, this is like
So dry.
more, yeah, it's dry, not humid. This is like more exciting than watching paint dry, you know?
Yeah, that's pretty low bar.
It's just terrible. If you guys have more questions, I can answer them right now, because I think because of the way the temperature is today, it's gonna take a little bit longer than, and here's the thing, the reason why I'm waiting longer is if the solvent's taking a long time to flash off, it means that the solvent and ceramic's still incorporated with each other. So I'm trying to let the solvent flash off as much so I leave the maximum amount of ceramic coating behind on the surface rather than wiping it off too early, and then I don't have a thick enough layer of ceramic of like how I want it to work, you know? So that's why it's crucial to let this kind of do its thing, you know. Wait, who's that?
Anton.
Yeah, Anton. Well, you live in Anton lives in paradise in the Philippines, so Anton can do about this big of a section before he has to wipe it off.
Yeah, count to 10, wipe fast.
You know what, Anton, I have a funny story about that. We did a video series in Florida in 2018. Could have been 2019. And
19.
What?
19.
19. And I can't remember which ceramic coating we had. I think this was like the very original one. And we started ceramic coating a car. Oh my gosh, I freaked out because I put it on and I never saw any rainbow because it cured so fast. And I was like, what's happening? You know, I had to like go over it twice because I just had never experienced that ever. It was like the only time we had been doing research and work with like the ceramic coating was in Colorado, where I'll just tell you guys this, car care in general works amazing in Colorado because it's not humid, and generally like in spring and fall, it's like perfect temperatures for applying ceramic coatings. Like you're in the 60s, low 70s, dry. I mean, you can see I can stand here and BS, which is one of my favorite things to do.
You're good at it.
I'm very good at it.
That's your talent, is just talking.
And you know what, Chris? When I'm at home or on the golf course, I'm not talking to anybody. It's only when I'm at work. It's like I have this alter ego. We're getting pretty close. You can see like the bands have gotten really wide, and it's the color starting to go away right here. So it's like very much the rainbow here and starting to go away right here. So I'm within another minute probably.
Jose Vargas says, I see that US-made ceramic coatings, you need to wait for the flashing prior to leveling it, but the European and Asian ones can be removed as you go. Is there a reason why the graphene ceramic coating needs to flash?
There is a reason why, and the main reason why is because, well, number one, our ceramic coatings are tailored to the person at home, the DIY person at home. So like the ones you're referring to from like other countries are generally made for professional detailers. They're super concentrated, don't need any time to flash off because they like cure instantly. But when you have experience of applying ceramic coatings, you know the feeling and how it works, right? Whereas the person at home, a lot of these graphene ceramic coating products, people have only done it either 0 times or maybe 1 time. And so we have tailored an experience of the solvent flashing off with the rainbow to give the consumer an indicator of when to do it. So the reason why we have this, I mean, this is actually a very specifically picked solvent that our chemist picked to do this rainbow effect, and he can alter the formula to make that rainbow go away faster or actually go longer. And so he's tailored it right down the middle where like when the rainbow goes away is like ideally when you want to wipe it off. But that's the main reason why like our Adams polishes specifically has this rainbow effect that gives somebody that has never done it before an idea of exactly the process. And it allows someone like me to also teach you the process in a way that makes sense that you could repeat it at your house, you know? So that's the main reason why it's like that. So you can really see like the color is almost gone like right here.
Yeah, like over here it's fading, and then over here it's still there a little bit.
Yeah, this to me is like the perfect time to wipe it off. Still a little bit of the rainbow left, but most all of it has gone. Do you want to go around that way?
I will in a sec.
All right. How's it going, guys? Good. We're live on YouTube right now. So.
Yeah, I just realized that. Sorry about
No, you're good. You're all good. So wiping it off is just the same. So you can see this line right here where it was applied. So long, fast swipes is the way you remove this. So take this long, fast swipes. Just like that. So, what you're going to notice is it's almost like I didn't even put anything on here at all. How does that look, Chris?
That's great.
So the one thing I will say is it does, like in a certain light, you can almost see kind of like the oiliness from the solvent still on there, because you can't, no matter how many times you wipe this, it's not going to take the oil, like the solvent oiliness off completely. But here in like the next few hours, it's going to cure completely. Like the solvent will go away completely and it will look perfect.
And you still can't see the line of where the coating stops.
I mean, a little bit, but not really. Maybe that's more the crease of the hood.
I think, yeah, that's just the crease of the
But yeah, no, you can't. It doesn't alter the appearance of the matte wrap whatsoever. Zero.
Yeah. Like it doesn't look different between.
And I don't recommend doing this because it's like you want to let this sit for at least, I don't know, I would probably give it like, I've actually been seeing this a lot on the community page and on YouTube and comments of like how long you're supposed to wait before water touches this. Like 8 hours at the absolute minimum, you know. 12 hours is ideal, 24 hours is the best. You know, so like if you ceramic coat your car and, you know, it's 8 or 9 hours after, it's fine to go drive if it's raining. Ideally, you want to wait till 12 hours, but more so the 24-hour is like probably the best way to do it, but that's pretty unrealistic. I'll be quite honest with you. So generally, what I recommend is, let's say that you're going to ceramic coat your whole car this weekend, like on Saturday. Do as much of the prep work on Friday. That means get your car clean, wash it, clay it, do all the stuff Friday evening. Then Saturday morning, do the polishing process. That takes roughly 6 hours to do, okay? So do the polishing process. For some people, it can take longer than that. So let's just say you could do all the polishing from the morning into the evening of Saturday, or you could just take your time Saturday, apply the ceramic coating indoors, like in a garage, Sunday morning, let it cure from Sunday morning at 10 in the morning, and by the time you're gonna go to work on Monday, it's perfect. Doesn't matter if you get it in the rain or anything like that. So just try to think of like the moment you're done applying the ceramic coating, like how much time it's gonna be until you need to get in your car and drive it again. Does that make sense? So hopefully.
But for the sake of demonstration, we're just...
Yeah, for the sake of demonstration, I'm just... You know, so even the just standard graphene ceramic coating is spray coating, sorry, is going to give you that kind of water beading effect like that, you know? And again, like, we need to think about ceramic coating less in this like, wow, that's amazing, but really like this is doing a job right now. Like if dust gets on this and you spray it with like a pressure washer, like a spot-free rinse at a dry, whatever, it doesn't matter. There's going to be less dust on the car because the water's going to beat up and pull it all off of the car. So like washing your car is more safe. Everything, washing your car is more efficient, you know, so there's so much more of a benefit to the ceramic coating than just like how cool it looks from the water beading, you know? So no, I hope that for Mr. OCD detailing, which I think most detailers have OCD, but
He said, what about the spray advanced graphene ceramic?
I think the spray advance is fine. You just run into the risk of getting high spots. So, you know, I think again, like, I'm not trying to get caught up with like, I don't think of our ceramic coatings as like good, better, best. I think of them as tools, you know, and like, for someone who's new at ceramic coating, like both the spray coatings are great because it gives you like a really great feeling of how to go through it, but it's really easy to apply. On a matte wrap vehicle, I think the graphene ceramic spray coating OG, like the silver bottle, is a better tool for this because you're gonna avoid getting high spots whatsoever and still get like the quality protection on there. It just means that maybe now you need to apply the graphene ceramic spray coating once a year. It just depends on how your car is used. If this is daily driven, they probably need to reapply that graphene ceramic spray coating regular, like twice, like every 6 months, if that makes sense, right? With the spray coating advanced, which is more of a 2-year, which I just told somebody this yesterday, the year system just doesn't make any sense to me. I know we have to market it like that because the whole industry does that, but like, listen, if you put a ceramic coating on your car and you don't treat it the right way, it's not gonna last very long. It just isn't. And at like some clinics, you'll hear me say, if you don't know how to do all this other stuff, the 2-bucket wash and all that, don't even do that because you're gonna go through all this work to apply a ceramic coating and then you're gonna do a subpar washing job and it's gonna scratch it again and it's going to abrade away the ceramic coating, so it's not gonna last as long, you know? So I think for us, some of these ratings are based on if people are doing maintenance the right way. And the other thing that's crazy to me is ceramic coating and polishing are the two main topics that people love watching, talking about, and all this stuff. And it's the thing you do the absolute least amount of time. You know, for someone at home doing this, washing your car is the thing you do the absolute most. Like cleaning your wheels and tires and washing your car, you do that 99.9% of the time. And then once a year, maybe you do a 1-step polish on your car and ceramic it. It just is like such a small piece of the big picture of like detailing. But, you know, I would say like, you know, as a professional detailer, on a matte wrap car, I would just recommend putting this on there. And I would make it very clear to the customer, like, you know, I want to either reapply this every 6 months or like when you notice that it needs to be reapplied, bring it back to me, you know? But I don't think you need to get too caught up with like you need this crazy super concentrated. You can, I think as a professional detailer, because you have experience in avoiding high spots, you can do that. But, you know, for somebody doing this at home, Dan applied, I think he could comment on here about it, but like, I think he applied the graphene ceramic spray coating advanced and he forgot to wipe it off in an area and he couldn't fix it, you know, because it's like a high spot. The way you fix high spots is by using abrasion methods to make something shiny, and this is not supposed to be shiny. So I recommend sticking to this for a matte wrap car.
Robert says, is the UV additive just to see where your coverage is after it's applied and cured, or does it have another benefit?
Yeah. So Robert asked, does the UV aspect of our ceramic coatings, is it just to see where you are applying it, or does it have other benefits? You're right, Robert. It only is to see where you've put it on. It doesn't indicate how much is on there. It doesn't indicate how much it's worn off. It's just a second set of eyes so you can see exactly, did I ceramic coat every inch of what I wanted to ceramic coat? So, there's two ways to do that. You can, once you're ready to start applying the ceramic coating, you can, I don't even know if you'll be able to see it, but we need to turn the lights off, can't see it. But you can get the ceramic coating kit with this black light, and there's two ways to do it. You could have this with you, like turned on. Have this like turned on like while you're applying it, so you can see it go on. And by the way, the UV indicator is blue when you start putting it on. Oh yeah. So it's blue. There's a UV. And when we say UV indicator, it's like, I don't know if you're as old as me, but like when I was a kid, I would have glow in the dark stars like on my ceiling when I was like a young kid. It's like the same concept. It's like the UV gets charged by a black light or a UV light or the sun, and then you can see exactly where you're putting it on. But one way is to turn the light on, turn the lights off.
But it doesn't glow in the dark after you don't have the UV light. I'm just saying, like the stars, they like glow in the dark after you turn off the light, and our coating does not.
No. Yeah, no, it doesn't. No, not sure exactly what you're saying, but it does. Your car doesn't glow blue.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
It's
I mean, you can see right now. There's no. But and it's not very strong. But I guess what I was gonna say is like when you're applying it, you could turn the light on, and you could see exactly like your coverage as you apply it. But you have to turn the light back on to see the rainbow effect and all that stuff. It just doesn't seem very efficient to me. So the way I've done it before, I generally don't use the UV light because I've done this so many times. But what I would do is I would go and ceramic coat the whole car. And then once I get it all perfect and done, like buff, like leveled off and everything, then I'll turn off the lights, have the bottle with me and the applicator, take the light, and then I will inspect the car with the light. And like if I miss a spot right here, then I'll just like take the coating, put it on there, wait for a little bit, wipe it off, and now it's coated, and then I just keep going around. And I'm trying to find the spots that I missed that then I can apply the coating on there as you inspect it.
Just do a lot of engine bay clean on Tyler's truck and then have it.
Okay, yeah, that sounds great. Who Chester? Chester said to do an engine bay cleaning and then ceramic coat the engine bay. I can do that. I could also do like engine bay cleaning and then also talk about the different ways to make it look nice. You could do like ceramic coating, but you can also do like a dressing, which is like in and out spray and VRT together. So there's a couple different ways to do it. Maybe I'll get a couple engines there and maybe I'll get like 4 and we'll show all the different kinds of products you can. We'll just have a nice little like stage set out of dirty engines, or maybe one dirty engine on cleaning and the other ones are clean, and then we can do, yeah. So there you go. So like I said, with matte wrap, the best, if the matte wrap is very dirty from getting caught in rain or it's just dirty in general, like noticeable dirt, a wash on it, which is probably anyways you'd have to clean the wheels and tires. So clean the wheels and tires first, rinse the car off, foam it down, wash it with the wash pad, all that stuff. It's just the best way to clean a car. But if it's a car like this, it sits in a showroom that doesn't see the elements, doing either a matte detailer or waterless wash to get it clean is great. And the thing that's great about those products is it also works on every other surface. So like we cleaned the roof, we cleaned the windshield. Doesn't matter if it's glossy or not, And then for me, the best way to protect a matte wrap vehicle is using the graphene ceramic spray coating. just the original, because lowest concentration level leaves no room, zero room for getting high spots, which is ideal for a matte wrap vehicle. So just kind of like pretty basic, you know. I think it's an interesting topic to talk about. It's just these cars are rare. I rarely see a matte wrap car unless it's like for a Gold Rush rally or, you know, whoever's rally you're going on, or, you know, it's a showroom car. I feel like Lamborghinis are always matte wrap for some reason. I couldn't tell you why, but we also touched on a little bit, Rivian cars have matte clear PPF on them, and this is a very similar process to doing that too. So yeah, I hope today was at least interesting, you know, not something that we talk about a lot, but maybe next week. It's supposed to be more nice next week. Like, I think we're getting in the 60s and 70s, so maybe we'll set up our engine bays and we'll do an engine bay cleaning and talk about the many different ways. We have so many different products to make engine bays look nice, but some of them are shiny, some of them are not, some of them add protection. So there's like a lot of different ways to do that. So maybe we'll do that next week. I think that's a cool idea. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this week. Again, if you have suggestions on topics, put them in the comment after this is posted to our YouTube. You know, you can always, I always say this, but email me, joe@atlaspolishes.com. Like, I'm open for suggestions or open to help answer any questions. So. I did. I responded to Chester. Yeah, I did. That's why he didn't tell me to check my email this week. But okay, well, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next week. How are you, sir?